Now recently I reviewed the Osee GoStream deck, a powerhouse deck for only $295. So why would you pay $899 just because it's in a case? Let me explain. Okay, so if you have been following the Osee GoStream deck at all lately, you'll know that Osee literally just came out of the gate and destroyed every other mixer that was in their path. The ATEM Mini Pro has nothing on the Osee GoStream. And one of the reasons is Osee just came out and gave everyone brand new updates as they requested new features that was possible with the current hardware. Now the case has some pretty cool tricks up its sleeve, especially for those people that are into smaller productions on live streams, as well as larger productions as well. So let me take you through the case and show you what it's all about, and then at the end I'll tell you a few things that is coming to the new update. Now the case is pretty solid. It's pretty heavy. It's not very thick at all. It is robust, it seals, and it does have one of these little pressure valves if you are traveling on an aeroplane. Now when you open it up, you are presented with a really nice 14-inch display. Now what most people don't show you is that on the side there are some settings where you can actually change your monitor brightness, calibration for color, as well as a speaker which is actually on the monitor. Not sure why that's needed, but the monitor itself does have an actual speaker and you can turn that volume down. Also, there is a little lever here to help keep the monitor up, and the unit is pretty weighted, so it can't just tip over. Then you have a power switch. Now I will show you how many different ways there are to power this in a second, which is actually one of the cool features. Next to that is a switch for the fan. Now the fan works really well. Mixers do get hot, and I do have a pretty large case with my Osee GoStream deck that I built myself, and I've actually added 2 fans on the side of it and cut a hole out of the bottom so it is not touching anything and there is a draft kind of blowing through it as it's working. Now this isn't something new to only the Osee GoStream that it does get hot, but this case has this little vent, and when I first switched it on, the fan almost does nothing. It's not like it's super powerful and extracting air, but I have done quite a few live streams and left it on for as long as I can, and the normal GoStream deck gets pretty hot, even though with my kind of setup that I've made. But in this case, it doesn't get hot at all. Not sure what Osee has done, but maybe just due to the placement of it and because it's created a little box inside, the fan actually pushes a lot more air out. I really don't know, but it works extremely well. Also, if you're wondering, Osee did move that little SD card that was there to the front right over here, which makes it a little bit easier actually to put in and out. Then you have the physical GoStream deck that is in here. Now this GoStream deck is exactly the same as the one that I have reviewed. I will put a card up here for you, and I will drop a link in the description below if you want to go have a look at the GoStream deck review that I did. There is a lot in that video, so I'm not going to duplicate it over here. This is more about the case. In saying that, if you are buying an Osee GoStream deck, you'll see there's a C1 and a C2. Now the reason for that C1 and C2, C1 being the older one if I'm not mistaken, and C2 is the newer one. All that happened was the one physical button had the word written black on it, and now they've changed it to SuperSource. It was the SuperSource button, just not sure why the word black was printed on it. So if you are used to your GoStream, or you do have the older version that's written black on it, it really doesn't matter. That is the only difference, is that physical key has different text written on it. Function's still the same. Then you have mic 1 and the headphone port on the front, which is pretty cool. As you know, the GoStream has 2 mic inputs, and one of those has been now put to the back. But before I show you the back, this little slot over here, I'll put some B-roll so you can see, is a pretty cool spot that now allows you to power the Osee GoStream entire case, including the monitor, the fan, the GoStream itself, via a power bank, which is able to do power delivery. And yes, the entire case with the screen on full brightness only draws 14 watts of power. Now I have a 22.5 watt power delivery power bank, which is 40,000 milliamps. So I did test it, I timed it, wrote down all the times, but the overall time is really what you're looking for. A 40,000 milliamp hour power bank powered my entire Osee GoStream case for 11.5 hours. And that's pretty decent. Word of advice, don't leave your power bank in here when you do close the unit. My power bank is obviously too large to close, but even if you did close and was too thin, it would really shake around and probably knock the screen, which is something that you don't want to do. But that power delivery power bank story takes me to the back, which gives you 2 new power options. And there's a cool feature with these power options. So you do have the standard kettle cord that we've all come to know, and then you have the standard power port that's on the back of the GoStream, which has now been moved to the outside of the case. It is good to know that the GoStream case doesn't come with a power source whatsoever. It does come with a D-tap to this funny little round one, but I've got plenty of these kettle cords lying around. You can pick them up probably at your local grocery store even, or a hardware store, and you can get one as long as you want. Now, before I show you the rest of the ports, this is probably one of the coolest features, and this makes the $899 price tag so worthwhile. Let's just say you are powering your GoStream case with this kettle cord, and you do have a power bank inside. The GoStream case will automatically use the electricity, in other words, your wall power via the kettle cord or a battery, whatever you may be using to power it, and it will prioritize that power method. If for some reason, like in South Africa, we have load shedding where they cut our power, it will automatically switch over to the power bank, which is inside your unit via that USB-C port, and kick over without a glitch. Yes, you can pull the plug out of the wall. I connected to a little inverter battery just to kind of give you an example. Now that feature is amazing, especially if you're into live streaming and you worry about power surges or things glitching. Peace of mind is what you pay for. Also, a little tip, everyone's been asking me on the last video, what about SDI? Now, Osee GoStream has launched their new Duet, which allows 4 HDMIs where they are and 4 SDIs on the side. However, you can only use 4 ports at the same time. The Osee GoStream is pretty intelligent, so if you only connect 2 HDMIs and 2 SDIs, it'll automatically know which ones are connected. However, you can connect all the ports fully. In other words, you can connect 4 HDMI and 4 SDI. What you would just do in the settings is choose which cameras you would want, as it is only a 4-channel switcher. But you basically have those other cameras there on standby that you can switch to in the settings. Now on the back, you have all your normal GoStream ports, 4 HDMI inputs, 1 HDMI out. Remember, 1 HDMI out, because the GoStream does have 2 HDMI outs, is now being sent to the screen that is inside the lid of the unit. It has 2 USB-C ports, 1 Ethernet port, the mic 2, as mentioned earlier, that has now been taken to the outside. And then my ultimate is an additional port with a USB-C power out. Now this USB-C power out port over here can also be used with the power bank inside the unit. So you can still utilize that power delivery coming out of that USB-C port, and that's great if you have a wireless mic that you want to set up on your unit and give it constant power so the battery doesn't go flat, or if you've got something like a Hollyland wireless HDMI transmitter to receive signal, you can now constantly power it without having to have an NPF battery or additional power cables hanging from the unit. Pretty cool. Then you have the mounting options. Now Osee has included a cheese plate on both sides, as well as one at the bottom, which I have actually attached a main Frodo plate. So this actually sits on top of a tripod, which makes life so much easier rather than, as you know, if you do live stream, you kind of carry one of those fold up tables with you. So tripod in the bag, goes with, sits on top, nice and sturdy, very easy. Now the cheese plates are pretty useful. You can attach your Hollyland transmitters or your wireless mics, whatever you need to, via some form of magic arm. There is one whoosh, however, that I am going to be doing, which is to install a cheese plate right over here. I'll dismantle mine, I'll post it on Instagram when I do it, and I will put it behind the screen so that when the screen is up, you have a wireless transmitter, or for instance your audio transmitter, nice and high, which allows more line of sight if you are in an environment where there's a lot of people. So the fact that it comes in a fully custom case with a monitor, fully wired, 3 ways to power, and the fact that it can switch over to a power bank in a split second makes this all worthwhile. So finally, what you've probably been waiting for is the updates that are coming to the Osee GoStream. Osee has released the beta version update for the GoStream, as well as their new software, which everyone was asking for. Now, one of the things with the GoStream is, if you watch the previous review that I did on the actual GoStream, all the settings are built in, so you can just kind of plug and play. You don't even need a computer with you, which is great, but some people want ease of use. So in typical Osee fashion, they went all out, made some Mac software, PC software, and you can download it right now as a beta version, and you can use it. There's a reason that I'm not reviewing it now with this, which I will do, is because when the actual public version comes out and it is fully released, there's a whole bunch of new features that are addition to the current ones with the PC software and everything else, of which one of the USB-C ports can now be used to record your stream or your mixing too. Before it was just the SD card, and obviously now you can use the USB-C out, but it's also going to allow you to connect a mobile phone and use your mobile hotspot as internet. And what that means is, as confirmed by Osee, you will use your Ethernet port for your modem. And if that internet goes down, it'll automatically switch to the mobile hotspot of your phone that's connected. So you kind of have a backup of internet. Blackmagic and their ATEM Mini Pros are so far behind at this point that I don't even know how they're still selling them. And I can say that because this video is not sponsored by Osee. This is my personal opinion of absolutely how I love the GoStream. I actually use it. I do have an ATEM Mini Pro and I don't even use it. It's in the bag as a spare, which I actually don't even need anymore because I now have 2 GoStreams. If you are wondering, there are 4 little feet at the bottom, so it does stand nice on a table. And these feet are quite a hard rubber, so it doesn't really slip around. So I guess the final question is this case worth $600 more than the $295 Osee GoStream, just the physical deck itself? Well, yes, I'd have to say so. Everything is just so well included that it just makes it such a worthwhile buy if you do have that budget. Otherwise, you are probably building your own case, and if you've built your own case, great. If you haven't built your own case, you probably run around with your GoStream in a bag, getting there, setting it up, and there's just wires everywhere. This is worth it. And the fact that Osee is still dropping updates and listening to users on their Facebook group, I'll drop a link in the description below where you can head over to the Facebook group and see how active it is. The people there are amazing. It's such a good community around the Osee GoStream. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see the new release of the software version as well as the full firmware version that's going to be updated to the GoStream deck. Wherever you are in the world, have a good day, good evening, good night. Goodbye.